Hi, thank you for joining Pioneer. My name is Aaron Pence. I'm from the Norman Central Library. I appreciate you spending a few minutes with me today. We've got a ball, and we can make her move around with our keyboards. Now, we need to make the walls work. Otherwise, we've just got a picture of a maze. Games are all about rules. Every game, even Calvin Ball, is built on a set of rules that define how you can play. And right now, our maze doesn't have any. Take a look. I can just steamroll from wherever I feel like to wherever else. I can even just decide that I won. Congratulations, me! There's nothing here to tell me how I have to move or even what it means to win. Well, what makes a maze work? A maze is a set of possible paths. The paths are made possible by walls, in this case by thin black lines that tell the ball it can't cross them. You must start using a path at the beginning, which is really just an open area in the wall. It's usually at the bottom of the maze. Also, one of these paths leads to an open area. That open area is the end, and it's usually at the top of the maze. The goal is to get from the start to the end by using the paths. So we have 3 jobs. One is to make the ball start at the start. One is to make the walls enforce the paths. And one is to make the end the actual end. Easy. First, let's focus on the walls. It's an easy trick to use once you get used to how it works. When the ball is touching any of the walls, we don't want it to pass through. But think about what it means to pass through. It really means to just keep moving in the same direction. So if passing through is moving in the same direction, then we can enforce not passing through by making the ball move in the opposite direction. When we hit the right arrow key, the ball changes its x value by +2. Well, we can reverse that by making the x change by -2 when it's touching the color black, the color of the walls. We're going to build 4 different if statements that all work on that same principle. If the ball is touching the color black, then make it move the opposite way. Go to the orange control blocks and grab an if block. Bring it over here. Next, go to the light blue sensing blocks and grab a touching color hexagon. Snap that into the if statement. Let's also fix the color that the block is looking for. Click on the little green bubble. Yours might be a different color. Click the eyedropper at the bottom and click any black area of the maze. Make sure that you're on something black. The little circle around the eyedropper magnifier will light up black to show you you've got it. We're going to use this block 4 total times. So let's duplicate it right now. Right-click on the if block, select duplicate, and drop it over on the side. Do that 3 times total so that you have 4 if touching color statements. Great. Now, let's snap them into our movement script. In each case, you're going to grab the if block and move it just under the change x by or change y by block inside the if statements in your loop. An if statement inside another if. Cool. Do that 4 times. Grab the if block, move it under the motion block, and snap it in. You may need to scroll down using this gray bar on the right, or you can zoom out using this magnifying glass with the minus sign to see your whole script. Once you've got all 4 moved into place, you're ready for the next step. In each case, we need the if touching color block to move the ball back where it came from. So we need to do the opposite of each motion block for each if block. It's easier than it sounds. For this first one, if the right arrow changes the x value of the ball by 2, then we need to change the x value of the ball by -2 if it's touching the color black. Go to the blue motion blocks, bring over a change x by 10 block, and drop it inside of the if touching color black block. Now change the number from 10 to -2. That way, if the right arrow key is pressed, it moves it to the right by 2. It changes the x by 2. But if it's touching the color black, it moves it right back to the left by 2, moves it by -2, and it's like it didn't move at all. You can actually try the right arrow key on your ball right now. Take a look. I'll move it to the right, and it stops at the wall. Pretty cool. We need to do the same thing for the other blocks in the script. For the second one, if the left arrow key is pressed, it changes x by -2. But if it's touching the color black, we need to change the x back by 2. Bring over change x by 10. Snap it inside your if statement. Click on the 10 and change the number to 2. Let's see if it works. Move your ball to the left, and it stops at the wall. Great. Now, we need to do the same thing for the last two. If the up arrow key is pressed, then we change y by 2. So, if it's touching the color black, we're going to need to change y by -2. Grab a change y by block, snap it into the if statement, and change the number to -2. Let's go ahead and do the exact same thing for the last one. If the down arrow key is pressed, we want to change y by -2. But if it's touching the color black, we want to change y by 2. After you've got that done, see if it works. You should now be able to drive your ball around your maze, but the walls work. Great. You just made a real maze. All we did for each movement block is, if the key is pressed, it moves a little in that direction. However, if the ball is touching something black, a wall, for example, it moves right back where it came from, which is like not moving at all. Awesome. Your walls work. You've got a real maze now. Next time, we'll make a start and a finish line to our maze. Thanks a lot. See you soon.